Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nyx Loves Beauty. This will be the first of my makeup tutorials. Right now we're sitting in front of my vanity and I just wanted to give a holiday look. Don't have any ideas right now, so we're going to take it as we go. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that your notification button is clicked so that you'll know when I upload any videos. I have already prepared my eyebrows. I am growing them back in thicker, so yes. I'll let you know what I used. I have my spoolie. This was from a Soho collection I think I got from Walgreens last year. I do use my Anastasia Beverly Hills, let's see, it's a tinted brow gel, but I don't think they sell these anymore. So the dip brow works just as well. I have that as well. And let me grab the pencil. The Wet n Wild, I have the Sigma Brown. That's the color I use. You can pick this up at Walmart. You can pick it up at Walgreens. I think I got it from Walgreens for 99 cents. As well, the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I know that everyone is very familiar with this. I believe right now it's $2.99 or maybe $3.49. I know that it's been going up in price. So that's what I've used. My mirror is here, so if you ever see me look away, I'm looking in my mirror. We'll go ahead and prime the eyes so we can do the eyes first. I like to do my eyes first. This way you will have less fallout on your foundation. So while I'm priming my eyes, I hope everybody had a great holiday. Thanksgiving was 4 days ago. It's Sunday, so I don't remember. I think it was 3 days ago. So hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I put up my Christmas tree, but I have not yet decorated it. So if you see that in the background, I'll have to say putting the tree up itself is a good thing, because I'm sure that it's not greatly known. I don't think I've spoke about the situation of losing both of my parents in the last year. My mom passed this year, January the 16th, and my dad passed last Father's Day weekend, June the 17th of 2016. So it was a trying time. My twin is a godsend. As I told you guys before, she's in Iowa, so it's good that when I have my moment, she's there. I'm going to add a little bit of this Maybelline concealer. It's in 30 Cafe. I don't think it has a name, but it's the Maybelline New York concealer. I just want to make it a little bit closer to my actual skin tone so that I have less of a highlight. I won't put it directly under my eyebrow because I want that to be a little bit more brightened, so that when we do the tip to highlight the end of our brow bone, we have some concealer to assist us with that. As you guys can see, I do like my hair natural, so I wear it that way for now. Don't have anything to wet my beauty blender, so we'll use the Ready Set Radiant by Tarte to wet the beauty blender. This look, as I said before, I'm going more for a holiday look. That way we can go ahead and get some ideas of what to do possibly for Christmas. I like to use the L'Oreal Revitalift Miracle Blur. I use it in combination with my Pores No More by Dr. Brandt. This is the one with the hint of tint. And this one I love. Ooh, it fell. This one I love because it helps my oily skin. I used the L'Oreal to prime my whole face. And then I go in with the Dr. Brandt because it helps to mute out my oily areas. Let me get this done. Don't want to take too much time and make the video long, but we can chit chat a bit. You can get to know me. So I know my first 2 videos that I posted was a little bit one was to get to know me and one was on shophush.com. make sure you go back and check that out. Shop Hush is an affordable website where you can go and get a lot of dupes. And I know that a lot of times, you know, people just honestly can't afford $50, $60, or maybe $40 makeup palettes. So I completely understand when it comes down to us being able to afford something that looks nice, be highly pigmented, and have great quality. So go check out Shop Hush. Check out my previous video that I posted before, and you can see some great ideas for gifts. Now, I don't have the name on this, but I do know it was a crease brush by Wet n Wild. I'm going to use the Peach palette by Too Faced. I love Too Faced, as I said before. And for this, let's go in with Georgia. This color right here. We'll use Georgia for a transition shade. And with this, I'm gonna go for a nice muted eye look. Let's rub this in. I've already moisturized my face, but I like to just prep it first because a lot of times I forget to put on my primer. I'm in the midst of trying a lot of different primers. I've brought the Lancome primer. It's a pore refining primer, so with that, I'm honestly trying it out so I can see how it works. I do have the new Too Faced primer. I actually have both. I like the 3-in-1. I love the smell of it. I have not yet got the coconut collection, so I'll have to go back to actually get that one. And you want to make sure, I know a lot of times people try eyeshadows and you kind of just dip your brush in and go for it, but make sure less is always more, because you can always add more later. It's easier said than done, especially with some highly pigmented eyeshadows, but with the Sweet Peach palette, it goes on really, really easy. It has great blendability as well as pigmentation, so I really like this palette. Now let's go in with Candy Peach right here. I really want to do something that looks very natural. I'm not getting a lot of kickback either, so I really like that. I like to build up on my colors, and that way you have actually an eyeshadow that you can work with, and you don't end up having every look be a smoky eye look. But I'm really starting to love oranges, peaches, and depending on how it looks, some reds, because when it comes to pigmentation, I really have found that when you're doing your crease color, and I'm using both of these as actual transition colors, and that's being because they're so light and very blendable, that it'll give you a natural eye look, but it also gives you a great base. And you want to build up lightest to darkest. And I'll tell you why. Because if you go in with a dark color, when you try to have blendability, the color that's darker is going to predominantly overshadow the look. As you can tell with these, it has a nice crystal caramelized color coming out, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't actually have a tan, so it's coming out that the peach looks really nice on my shade. I do myself have a yellow undertone, and as you can tell, I'm blending and blending and blending, but I'm going in with the Just Peachy, and I want to keep blending that out just so I can have a great base. And then I'm going to go in with some darker colors. And with the darker colors, I'm just going to concentrate it in the outer corner of my eye, that outer V. And that way, your eye look can pop. So right now, this is an old Avon brush that I have. It's a rounded shadow brush. Now, I have to say, from the brush collections that I have, I love e.l.f., especially for my contour brush, which is this one that we'll be using. Is the angled blush brush. But I also love Morphe. I will have to say that I am one of those people that loves brushes. I'm addicted. I'll show you my collection soon. We're gonna go in with Peach Pit right here. Where is it? Sorry. It's right here. It's like a light plum. And I want to concentrate that here on the outer V. And again, you want to blend, blend, blend. And you'll see it as your eye look comes about, because when you're not blending in your shades, your eye look just doesn't look as cohesive. So you want to make sure that, especially when you're using these darker colors, I've heard from Nikki tutorials that you can go in and use a clean brush to blend it out, and then it helps. I've also found that because I usually use like a lighter peach, orange, you also can use the brush that you used before, and you can just go in and go in the concentrated space and just take that brush and just blend it in. So I'll take my crease brush again and just blend it in. I like to blend it in with circles, because that way it's concentrating your color as well as moving it about and kind of making it more muted versus concentrated. Because when it comes to dark shades, if you can see, when you add the dark shades and you add them in gradually, it gives your eye a better effect. So I'm going to go in here with this darker purple, and I'm going to blend that in to my entire crease. I'm going to blend it in. I'll start here, light strokes. Now, because I've done this for so long, I'll tell you a secret. They always tell you to start in the outer V, and that's because when you first place your brush, where you place your brush is going to have the highest concentration of color. But I always go back in with my crease brush, blend, blend, blend. And then it gives you the best color that you're looking for. So outside of that, I've actually gotten an idea. I'm going to get my Becca palette, because I want, as we go, as I said, we'll build up this actual look. I want to go in with the Chrissy Teigen Becca highlight palette. It's so pretty, as you can see. It has a blush, a bronzer, a highlight, and a topper. I think I'm going to use this color here. It is Rose Gold Highlighter. And I want to actually put that all over the lid. So when you're packing on a color, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush here. As you can tell, it's more dense and it helps you pack on shades. I'm spraying the brush again with the Tarte Ready Set Radiant. And I'm going to go in here to my highlighter shade and pack it on my eye. Since this is going to be a holiday look, it's okay to have this bronze, as you can see, very bronze look, and it's going to be very shimmery and not overpowering. It's nice when you're using, like, I don't have hooded eyes, so for me it is good because I can play with shades and it's not concentrated in one space. So with me using this highlighter as a eyeshadow, as you can see from the look, I don't look like I'm blowing it out of space, but it gives my eyes depth. And I'm going to tell you one thing that's good when you're using lighter colors is eyeliner. I am a fan of the NYX eyeliner. Thanks to Queenie Rosenblatt here on YouTube. I found out about this eyeliner before they took it out the stores. They used to sell it at Target. They no longer offer it. The brand itself is no longer being offered in stores. I'm going to go back in with that deeper purple just to add more dimension to my eye. I'm adding it to my crease just to make sure that my eye itself is the concentration of this eye look. I want my lids to pop. Go back in with my crease brush and blend. They've always said that blending is your best friend when it comes to makeup, because it helps your eyes look very beautiful. It helps your makeup to last, and when you have actual shades that are really pigmented, it helps in the process. I'm gonna take my Tarte brush and brush off any fallout I might have had. Now this is something I'm gonna have to look here for, the NYX eyeliner, and this is in black. Give me one moment. When you're dealing with the liquid liners, you have to take your time, because once you do your eye look, if you put your eye liner on and you mess up your look, it's devastating. I use that only to do the eye itself, and I'm going to tell you why. I used to extend the crease using that process, and what used to occur is that my outer line would not be as straight. Because my eyelid itself was elongated when I tried to do my wingtip, I usually would mess up and it wouldn't look as perfect as I would like. And doing eyeliner takes time and practice. So now that I got the eyes on, I can do my tip. Usually I use the bottom of my eye as a guide. My hair is in a way. So I take it from the bottom crease, extend it a little, and draw it in. Now that's just enough for this look. I don't want a long wing because this is more of a modest look, not exaggerated. So that's all for my tip. Now it's time, let me find it again. I like to put eyeliner, here it is, the LA Girl Gel Liner. I like to use my waterline and line it with the gel eyeliner. It's easier because it glides, especially if you tear up as I used to. I remember the first time I've had eyeliner on my waterline, my aunt was making me into a witch for Halloween. Sorry if you can't hear me. My aunt was making me into a witch for Halloween, and I cried. My eyes watered. I want something a little different, so let's see. I'm going to use this green shade here for the bottom under the waterline. Going with the little muted green. It's very subtle, especially outlining the waterline with black. I'm going to lay down the green first, and I'm going back in with that deepest purple, and that way you help your eye look to actually pop. I always do the waterline first before the mascara, because this way if you accidentally smudge or get anything out of place while you're trying to do that, then you're able to correct it before finishing your look, which is why I like to do the eyes before foundation as well. I'm going to be using the Maybelline. This is the Lash Sensational. This color here, I won't be able to read that little bitty print. I think it's 302. It is the Pearl Black. And I love this because it separates your lashes beautifully. And it's funny how things happen when you're on camera. This one won't open, so I have a spare. And this one is Pearl Noir as well. That might have been new. I like this because look at the applicator. The wand separates your lashes so beautifully. And you want to make sure that when you're putting on mascara that you are careful. Because when it comes to mascara, sometimes it can glop on your eyes. And depending on, especially when you're using something that has like lash extending options, and Lash Sensational definitely does, you don't want your eye look to clump. You want your eyes very separated. Now you can see this has no mascara, this has mascara. And this is just the top. So I really like this mascara. Make sure you clean the wand off. Now there's two techniques that you can use. Because my eyelashes are not really small, I don't do the shake and shift method because that can clump my eyelashes. I try to just coat, coat, coat. That's what works for me. And then with the bottom lashes, you really want to be very careful because I'll talk after. Because most of the time when you're using a very pigmented eyelash wand, the color can stick to your face. You end up with a new mole that you didn't have before. Perfect. Now it's time to do my favorite process, and that is the face itself. Now, I am going to use my Maybelline Fit Me. This is 355 Cocoa. As you are aware before, I did wet my Ecos tool, but we're going to go back in and wet it again because it's been a while. I like to actually put my foundation on the Ecos tool. I do own also the beauty blenders, and I love them. I just have to clean my beauty blender. Always make sure when you're putting on your foundation, I know that some people don't do this, but you want to make sure to extend your foundation down to your neck. Especially if you're like me. My neck is lighter than my actual face. So I want to make sure that I'm blending in this entire look. On my lips, I do have some hydrating lip gloss, as well as my, what are those called? It's not Carmex. It's the little round, cute little, I can't remember the name of it. But I do have that on my lips as well because I am quite drying. Now when it comes to the Maybelline Fit Me, I really love this foundation because it is buildable. I usually leave it at medium coverage, as you can see before I started to put on my foundation. I am fortunate not to have a lot of skin issues in regards to blemishes, and I do wear quite a bit of makeup. Not often, just quite a bit. I love makeup. I love the process. So I am the person that would actually go through putting on makeup and fix my hair. Don't want to look crazy. But when I'm putting on makeup, I do the whole yard, as you'll find out today. I like the concealer, sometimes I contour, but it's really nice because I can wear this foundation all day. I don't get really oily, and it might be because I do set it. And I do believe, even though it's fall time right now, that you want to set your colors. And that's because setting your foundation helps it not only to wear and be long lasting, it helps with oil control. As you can see, we're quite shiny right now, but we'll fix that. We first have to do our concealer. And I'm using the 30 Cafe by Maybelline again. I love this color. It's true to form. A lot of times when we use concealers, the concealers can be a shade or two lighter than your actual complexion. I have them all. I have the range of one shade under, exact shade if you want to have more natural look, as well as 2 shades. And usually when you're using the 2 shades lighter, most people do that because it adds contrast. And that's a good thing, especially if you're wearing the look all day. A little bit above my nose. And then we'll go in with the opposite end of our beauty blender, and we're going to blend it in. Now, drawing on your face is the best part. I think, you know, as I said before, my twin isn't fancy to makeup. And I use it because it's something I actually rather enjoy. I think sometimes people think that people use makeup as a mask. It makes you feel good. So what's wrong with that? Makeup was created. This is my Sasha Buttercup. And yeah, the Sasha Buttercup setting powder. I love this setting powder. I actually have, let's see, a collection of setting powders, and I really love the Ethereal setting powder by Too Faced. Since this look, I love this. It costs more. I'm gonna save it. I really love the Midnight setting powder, the Sasha Buttercup setting powder. We're gonna use, this was an eBay brush, the one that I bought offline. Came with, I think, 10 in the set, but we just take this, and I know most people used to bake and leave it on for a while, but you'll actually find that that can actually dry out your skin as well. I don't have a problem with bags under my eyes, but you can create bags under your eyes. And creasing sometimes is a problem depending on the concealer that you use. You might have to work fast in regards to setting it, because what will occur is it'll start to crease quick. And I do this in steps. I add on the powder and I just blend it into my skin. Now, one thing you want to make sure to do, and I'm going back in with my Tarte Contour brush, I think this is called, and I use a smaller end to kind of buff it in. Buff in the color. And everything starts to come together once you actually go back to add in your setting spray, because you don't want to look dusty. It's one thing you don't. Now, again, thanks to Queenie Rosenblatt here on YouTube, I actually got the infallible 24-hour lasting matte finish. This is the Pro Matte 16-hour matte finish. This color is the deepest shade. I wear it so much it's actually worn off. We're going to go in with our e.l.f. angled brush, and we're going to do the hollows of our jaw. Now, when it comes to contouring, some people bronze. I like to also do my chin. I love actually the powdered contours because they're easier to control. And sometimes, depending on your contour medium, it might be harder for you to actually blend it out, or you have less control when it's actually a liquid, because if you pick a color that's too dark versus with the powder, a light hand goes a long way. And something I also learned from Queenie, squeeze your angled brush to do your nose, to add your nose contour. And most of the time, most people just use what's left on the brush. And I apologize for looking away, but my mirror is here and I made sure not to have it in the shot. But we want to make sure this is right. Now I've blended off all of the contour, and I guess we will go back in to our Becca palette, and we will be using, it's called Hibiscus Bloom. That's the name of this blush right here. Now, with the blush, you want to make sure to use a light hand, as you can see. And this, you can build up. Now, as I said before, I have yellow undertones. So when it comes to colors, pinks, reds, I can use all in a light fashion. And they all look nice. I really, really like that. Now for highlights, we'll go in with, I got this off of eBay as well. We're going to go in with this brush. And I'm going to mix this shade and this shade. Just to put a little here. You like? I do. I put a little on my nose and here on the bridge. And one thing that I found, if you ever feel with your highlight that you've went in too harsh, just use your finger to blend it in. Since this is a holiday look, I like my cheeks to actually glisten. So I'll concentrate it a little bit more there. And on top of the blush, this is actually a good option. Dust off any excess. And I have not forgotten to actually lay down to actually set the rest of my face. We're going to take this end. It's like a big powder brush. You know, when it comes to makeup brushes, you pick your own. So whatever you like to use the brush and utensil for, that's what you do. Now I'm going to go in and powder those other areas outside of my highlight, my contour. And we're coming up to the last step. That's going to be a lip color. Now, since this color is really, really natural, just smoked out a little bit, as you can see, I'm going to go in with, I think I will try this Milani with a tapper. It's really old. I apologize. It was the Radiance Lip Gloss. It's number 3205. I usually don't line my lips because I have a trick, because my lips are pink and a little bit brown, that I usually use the color itself and outline my lips. Now I know you know I've used Affordable. One moment. If you notice, I stuck to the outside, and there's a reason for that. I'm going back in with the NYX Butter Gloss. This is Eclair, and I love this color. I'm going to concentrate that on the center of the lip. Now, here comes the final step, my favorite part. And since we've been using the Ready Set Radiant, I'm going to actually go into my drawer, and we're going to use the Too Faced Hangover Primer. This is the 3-in-1. It's a prime, set, and refresh. It has a very lovely scent. I always like to shake them up. I'd used my other spray before. Close your eyes and go for it. Now this scent is very intoxicating. Now, one good thing is to help set your makeup by allowing it to dry. With the setting spray, it helps your look last. So now we can fix our hair back and we'll be ready to go. Well guys, this is the finished look. the eyes using Too Faced setting spray by Too Faced, the L'Oreal Infallible, as well as the L'Oreal Miracle Blur. We've used the Tarte brush as well as the Ready Set Radiant, and the Sasha Buttercup setting powder. We had the highlighting palette by Becca, the Creasy Tegan edition, the NYX eyeliner, the Maybelline Lash Sensational for our mascara. We had our Anastasia, here we go, the Anastasia eyebrow, which I did before, as well as our Pro Conceal HD Concealer by LA Girl. So guys, Wet n Wild brushes, Tarte brushes, and more to come. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this look. Something that's very elegant, simple, and definitely something that you can recreate yourself using the items that I've used. So guys, I thank you for getting ready with me with the first tutorial. Make sure you stay blessed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and welcome to my channel. We have much more to come. May you have a great, safe, and beautiful holiday. And I thank you guys for watching. Until next time, take care, stay beautiful.